everyone. We are thrilled to be here today to discuss how to deliver contextual predictive maintenance with Amazon Monitron and Matterport. My name is Nicola Marie-Noritz, and I'm a senior alliances manager at Matterport, and I'm joined by Yibo Liang, industry specialist SA at AWS. A quick overview of our agenda. We will start by giving you a quick overview of what digital twins are and what Matterport is, and we'll then also give you an overview of how we work with AWS and the integration we have built with AWS IoT Twin Maker. Following that, we will then dive into the various use cases we have been exploring with AWS and Amazon as a customer, and then Yibo will actually showcase how Matterport integrates with AWS IoT Twin Maker and also Amazon Bedrock to really streamline workforce effectiveness and also accelerate issue resolution. And then we also have some time reserved in the end for questions. So digital twins, as you all know, it's a buzzword in today's world, and everybody understands different things under digital twins. So we thought it would be good to make sure that we are all speaking the same language to start with a little introduction and tell you how Matterport and AWS think about digital twins. So when Matterport is referring to the word digital twin, we are referring to a visually immersive, interactive, 3D-dimensional, accurate 3D model of the buildings and spaces where our customers do business. And that is also inclusive of the spatial data behind the scenes. And then what we do with IoT and how we work with AWS really takes it then to the next level, where it becomes that full, robust live digital twin, inclusive of live data. And that's also what we will be focusing on today. But before we dive into the details of that and show you a demo, we thought it would be good to start with a little overview of how a Matterport 3D model is actually created. So there are three main components to Matterport. There's the capture piece, there's the SaaS or software piece, and then there's the extend piece, where customers can extend their value of their digital twins through the use of our APIs and SDKs. So let's take a look at each of these. So from the left to right, on the left-hand side, there needs to be a space capture to begin with. So Matterport is camera agnostic, meaning we are compatible with a variety of cameras and professional capture devices. And we also have our own, with our most recent one being our Pro 3 camera, which is LiDAR-based and therefore fantastic for outdoor capture. But we also have other various ways of how we allow customers to capture the space. So either it can be with your smartphone in your pockets, or it could also be by leveraging our capture services network, which is a network of skilled people that we refer to as capture technicians, who can come out and scan the space on behalf of the customer. And that is also very prominent among our enterprise customers. And then once this space has been captured, you wonder what comes next. So through the capture app, it gets uploaded to the cloud, and then our Cortex vision pipeline, which is our proprietary technology, is really what takes it, then which stitches everything together, what has been captured, the photo imagery, the mesh, and also the point cloud. And because of the way we capture and because of the spatial data that we collect, it allows customers to then leverage that spatial data to then, for example, take measurements from in the space, to, for example, measure distances between the wall or between assets to really properly do space planning. And once customers have that model and that space in the cloud, they can then extend their value of their digital twins through the use of our APIs and SDKs, and that includes building on top of our platform, for example, or leverage our strategic existing integrations, like our integration with AWS IoT Twin Maker, where customers are able to seamlessly overlay IoT data sources onto the Matterport 3D model. So now you may wonder, where does Matterport and also our integration with AWS IoT Twin Maker fit in within the digital twin journey? So for those of you who may not have ever seen this concept here, this is a digital twin leveling index that AWS created to help customers navigate the digital twin space. So Matterport alone is purely a descriptive. So it's basically a visual representation of the physical world that basically creates the backbone for creating digital twins, and is also the first step in our customers' digital twin journey. And then you can add value through live data streaming, which then moves the digital twin from descriptive into the informative phase, where customers are able to add sensor data or IoT data onto the Matterport model. And then L3 and L4 really take it to the next level. So for example, in the predictive state, customers incorporate other applications, or they also build something custom to notice trends based on historical behavior. And then L4 really represents that full culmination of a digital twin journey. So it's the ultimate point of the digital twin, where customers also use AI and automation to really create a full, robust, living 3D digital twin. But let's take a look at a couple of use cases to really illustrate the context in which our technology and also our solution can be used. So customers, especially in the manufacturing world, as we are here in an industrial conference, are using or are facing challenges usually and typically around workforce turnover, rigid workflows, and inefficient operations. And so what customers have been looking to do now is really to look to leverage data to deepen stakeholder understanding, to enable smoother workflows, and also to enhance operational efficiency and minimize project delays. And this is being really achieved by promoting knowledge retention, by also then providing unified data access, enabling remote operations, and ultimately facilitating predictive maintenance. So how do we work with AWS? You may have already now heard that we have built a direct console integration with AWS IoT Twin Maker. And the goal really was to allow customers to access all of their facilities' data from wherever it may be located or stored, and also have the ability to visualize those assets along with the data that's tied to it in one unified view. So basically, to be able to combine the full context of the physical environment with the operational insights in one view. And now Yibo will give us a better overview of what this all actually entails.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks, Nicola. So as we know, like AWS IoT Twin Makers runs a connector-based architecture, which means you can connect data from your own data stores to IoT Twin Makers, and this means like you don't need to migrate the data pure using IoT Twin Makers. Document like standard operation procedures, operation and maintenance histories, or any kind of diagrams can be ingested into the IoT Twin Makers, and the telemetry data like IoT sensors data and process data, as well as CCTVs from the video feed can be ingested to the IoT Twin Maker as well. Combining with the spatial data we're getting from the Matterport, then you can form a single pane of glass of digital twins, which consolidate your knowledge base. By having this kind of knowledge base, what you can actually do, you can potentially address some industry pain point and challenge we have. So one of them is the increasing knowledge gap. So based on the report, like employer estimate 44% of the worker skills will be disrupted in the next 5 years. How we could better to share our knowledge among our employees to using visualizations and remote assist is a direction we're looking for. The other one is the workforce health and safety. As most of the industrial plant or asset, we may have like hundreds or thousands of data and documents generated every day related to health and safety. How we could better contextualize those health and safety data in a visualizations ways. For example, I want to actually mapping all my risk level on my plant to the digital twins, or even highlighting the spotting areas which has some accident happened before, or like there is something happened for the alert. And in addition, like how to proactively detect the risk case. For example, if I'm going to build a new factory or a new industry plant, how can I draw the data insight from my previous project or my existing factories to mapping the crucial risk? In this case, is one of the things we are looking for as well. The last one is actually to reduce the safety personnel travels. So at the moment, most of the industry plants still sending their engineer to go to the site to do the visual checks for the health and safety issues or doing the risk assessment. However, can we really do that one through the Matterport scan in the digital twins to do the remote access of the risk assessment? Is the things. Apart from the industry challenge, like now customers are trying to leverage more and more AI MLs into their solutions, such as digital twins. However, data issues remain the main barriers for AI adoptions, and the biggest issues actually for the AI adoption is how to better contextualize the AI and ML data we get. in this case, we are showing you a demo which consolidates the Matterport 3D scans together with IoT twin makers, and where we're overlaying some kind of telemetry data from the industry asset. And by integrating with the Amazon Bedrocks, we offer you the capability to have your own generative AI-driven chatbots. So as you can see from the demos, this is an industry plant as a pump room, so which scanned by Matterport. The 3D visualizations give you a better feelings about where is the environment, where are my equipment, and I can be more familiar with the environment before I actually bring on site. So what I actually do is creating the tags with different of the asset in the visualization layers. So as you can see there, the tags has been linking to different motors, and it has been linking to theirs. And when you actually clicking the tag, you can actually see the data from the motors as the RPMs or the temperatures. Apart from that, not only for the telemetry data, also the alert status. For example, the red ones meaning this motor's sensors has some kind of alarms there, and the yellow one we just see before is the warning state, and blue one means it's working very well. When you actually observe an alert from the tags, you can actually double-click in the tag to open the chat box, which is an AI assist troubleshooting guidelines. For example, I can ask what is actually these machines. If I have like a more than 10 or like 100,000 same motors or different motors, I want to actually locate this problem to the specific machines I have. So I can ask the chatbot. What the chatbot going to do is going to query your knowledge base to finding the related information specific to this asset. As you can see here, they're going to show you this is the chiller motors and when it has been like set up and when is the last maintenance times. So when I actually knowing this asset, what I can do in further is trying to ask the chatbox how I can actually troubleshooting the problems. For example, I'm an engineer who never faced this problem before, and my senior people is not around. I can ask in the chatbot to give me some guidance based on the document is saving in my knowledge base, such as the SOPs, operation manuals, or the operation guide, or even the previous work orders. What the chatbot going to do is going to searching for the knowledge base and summarizing all the content, provide you a step-by-step guidance in the response. So here is the response how to actually fixing the problems. And apart from the response about what you should do, the chatbots also give you the resources or the source ID of the document, which you can actually refer back to the document to see what is actually our company's procedure to fixing these problems. So once I kind of knowing this kind of there is a step-by-step guidance for fixing the problems, I can also asking, is this problem a new problem or this is a reoccurrence problems happened before? And then I can check with my work order system to see, is there any previous work order creating on this asset before? What this chatbot going to do is going to running the queries again to the knowledge base you created from your from your companies, and then like what it's going to do is going to searching for things like here. Like this is not a new problem. This is a previous occurring problems which has a previous work order assigning to this asset. And now I kind of understanding about the historical development on this project. This is not like on this equipment. This is not a new issues, and this happened before. What I actually can do is I can create a new work orders from the chatbot to actually assigning either myself to fix that problems or another engineer to go to the site to fix the problems. So I actually can copy about this kind of step-by-step guidance to create a new work order for that one, and then the chatbot can create a new work order for me. Apart from this one, so if you're running for a brownfield, like factories, you have no sensors or limited sensor in that ones, we actually can use Amazon Monitron as a sensors to attaching to monitoring the vibration and the temperature of it. So Amazon Monitron, as I hold in here, is a predictive maintenance sensors which has the built-in AI ML capabilities. It can detect the machine issues based on the data it collects. And it's also very easy to actually install on your plant. You can just like putting this one, glue on the motors, and it can gathering the data from there now. Nicola will like pass some of the samples that we take it today and have you to have a look. Another features we found with Matterport is kind of doing the remote measurement in the visual 3D scans for that one. For example, if I want to actually know the dimension of my motors or the distance between my motor to the walls, I can actually do it remotely through the Matterport scan. I don't really need to send anyone to the site to do the measurement. If you are interested in these features, please visit Matterport booth after these presentations, and they will show you the capability of the remote measurement. Apart from this demo, we also have a live demos in action just right next to this stage. So what it's actually going to do, we install the Amazon Monitron sensors on a live motors, and it's collecting the data from the vibration and temperatures, as well as the predictive status of the equipment, directly ingest into a digital twins, which showing the data overlaying with the Matterport scans, and you can actually see the vibration data and temperature data along with the alarm states into a digital twins. And it's also having the built-in capability about the chatbots, where you can interact with the chatbot to do the AI assist, to the AI assist the troubleshooting guidelines. So as Nicola mentioned, like a digital twin is not a journey, it's a journey. It's not a simple solution. Customers are keep developing their digital twins along with future, some new features and future ideas about it. One of the things is the AR and the VR integrations. Now you have the 3D visualization scans, you have your data overlaying with the scans, and also a chatbot for that one. Can I actually building like an AR and VR training platform for my employee to be better familiar with the site before they actually go in it, like a health and safety training platforms, or like I'm connecting with a remote assist to sharing my knowledge between the senior people among all my employees. The other part is customers are trying to leverage more and more AI ML capabilities into their solutions. One of the directions they are trying to do is how we can actually labeling 3D asset automatically when we're doing the scan, and the other one is like when I have multiple scans through a time period, how I actually could detect a change. For example, if I have a Matterport scan in the last 1 year and through different times, can I actually detect the change about my equipment moving from place A to place B through the AI is one of the things our customers are looking for. So I'll hand back to Nicholas, and yeah.
I think you can, now you can hear me again. I think I might have to hold this a little bit, because I think, Toby, my microphone fell down again. But that's okay, we are anyways in the last steps. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much, Ivo. The Matterport kiosk can also be found right next to the wall, basically, kiosk number 35. So if you're keen on learning more about Matterport and also learn more about the out-of-the-box functionality and get a demo, please stop by our booth or visit Ivo here right next to the wall at kiosk number 40 to also look and get a more deeper understanding of our chatbot and toolmaker demo. Any questions? I think he's bringing a microphone.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. First of all, thank you very much for your presentation. Actually, two questions. So first one, so when you're presenting all the small boxes, right, which you have the demo, and do you have any like user case to show that any customer site already have installed this small gears, and then to show already this chat box that can do the real work? And second question is still on that small gears, that if you install on a motor or drive, of course drive would be a little bit easier, but then install on a motor, like measuring the temperature would be a little bit difficult, because the problem often happens in the inside of the motor on the shaft, not just the ambient or the surface temperature. That's why also second question is that I'm wondering, how can you measure the temperature from this small gear devices? Two questions here.
You want to?
Yeah, thanks so much for the questions. Actually, for the first ones, we currently we don't really have any public use case for that ones, because it's something it's still a demo and then the POC stage to integrate all the same things integrated all the things in one place. For the second question, actually, you are asking a very good question. So the Monitron is actually attaching on the surface of either a pump or a compressors, right? Like how we actually can, and linking with all the data inside the pump. So this will be only a simple solution offered by the Monitrons. You can combine the Monitron's measurement together with other sensors which you place inside your pump. So Monitron is not a single solution, it's just trying to solve all the problems. When you install it, you actually can monitor the vibration outside the pump, on the surface and the temperature on the surface. There is a difference like standards for this temperature outside, on the surface of the palm and inside the palm. So which means you can combine with the other sensors which you can install in that one. And that is the one we're forming out the digital twins, which like you don't only have one single source of data, you can combine all the data to make the data-driven decisions.
Anyone else, any questions? No? All right, I have one last slide for you guys. You might have already seen it, but there's also a e-bike manufacturing demo in the middle of the AWS booth, so it's hard to miss that. That's also showcasing a collaboration of a multitude of partners, Matterport being one of them. So if you haven't yet checked that out, I would highly recommend you go and stop by that one as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.